Well, thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. Now, first we welcome back Fred and Stacey. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, and this is your last chance. Remind us how you did.
Oh, Alexander, we crashed and burned in the first round. We didn't have enough pointless knowledge about Italian classical musical terms.
Yeah, oh, that's right. A cheese, Fred.
It was hard to swallow.
Cheese, Italian classical music terms. No overlap. No overlap at all there. No. So then, this afternoon, a brand new show.
Yep.
What are you hoping, Fred, is going to come up?
Sport would be nice.
Sport.
Generalised sport, but football in particular.
And Stacey, what about you?
Definitely not sport.
Not sport.
More movies, literature, specialist things like the Eurovision Song Contest.
Specialist things. We've had them, we have covered them in the past. You never know, it could come up again. Well, very best of luck. It's lovely having you back. Next, we welcome Paul and Colin. Now, how do you two know each other?
Well, Colin and I have known each other since 1988, and we were actually queuing up waiting for a bus to take us to Gay Pride. Fortunately for me, Colin had packed with him some garlic chicken and red wine, so I was a happy participant.
Oh, fantastic.
Joined in eating and drinking most of it, and as you can tell by our waistlines, we've been enjoying it ever since.
That's fantastic. Now, Colin, that's what I call a picnic. Garlic chicken and red wine.
Still do it now.
Paul, what do you do?
Actually, I'm an ex-banker. I used to develop teams and just make them stronger and professional.
And Colin, how about you?
I work in art galleries. I'm a volunteer in an art gallery, or 2 art galleries in Ipswich.
In Ipswich. So what are you hoping to come? Is art a specialist area for you, Colin?
It is, but I've done lots of different jobs. Years ago, I don't know if anyone has ever heard of her now, but I used to be Tracy Ullman's housekeeper.
No. Has anyone ever heard of her? Just the most successful woman on television.
She's quite a clever lady, isn't she?
We owe The Simpsons to her, of course.
That's right.
Absolutely. And Paul, why did you apply to Pointless?
Well, I must admit, it wasn't really about the money. We just saw you on television, thought you looked pretty smooth, and just wondered if you sort of looked like that in real life.
You see?
I know, we're just starstruck.
There we are. Thank you. You're only human.
You are pretty smooth, aren't you?
I am. I'm very smooth. Very smooth. Thank you very much indeed. And next, we welcome back Trevor and Alan. This is also your second appearance on Pointless. Your last chance to reach our final. Now, remind us how you did last time.
Well, we did really well in the first round, and then in the second round, we came up short on the trying to identify a comedy programme on the television.
Well, it was hard. It was really
tricky.
hard. It was a tough round, that one. Trevor, before we go any further, can I commend you on your shirt?
You can.
Oh,
You can.
What is that, a fern?
It is indeed, and I can't let that statement go without praising my wife, Sylvia, for picking it.
Sylvia, well done you. She could do my wardrobe if you like. She's clearly got an eye for a shirt.
She certainly has.
That is fantastic. Alan, now what categories today would suit you?
Anything over 20 years old, I think. Anything modern, and I seem to get a bit lost.
Although it was Last of the Summer Wine that floored you, I have to...
Well, that was all there, but it's
bring back to mind.
Just
yeah.
left recently.
Very good. And Trevor, how about you? What would you like to see this afternoon?
Well, politics, geography, and Tamla Motown.
Gotcha.
There you are. 3 subjects we could just have.
That's me told, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Surely some of that's got to come up this afternoon. Anyway, well, fingers crossed. Let's hope it all does. Very best of luck to you. Lovely having you back. And finally, we welcome Sue and Anne. How do you two know each other?
Well, we've known each other a very long time. In fact, all my life, because we're sisters.
Ah, you're sisters. And where have you come from?
Come from the beautiful New Forest.
Excellent. Anne, what do you do?
Nothing.
That's the best answer possible. And where do you do your nothing?
On the edge of the New Forest.
The edge. Oh, it's just what an idyllic life.
Yes, it is.
Oh, heaven. What's the particular kind of nothing you like to do?
Well, I'm very involved with amateur theatre.
Very good. I've been involved in some incredibly amateur theatre myself. Yeah. And Sue, what do you do?
Well, I'm a housewife, and I've been helping run a family business of renting out vintage VW camper vans
That's just a
to
brilliant
tour
business.
around the New Forest.
Do you have them decked out in zany colours?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, brilliant. Very best of luck to you. It's great having you on the show. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There is only one person left for me to introduce. He's the captain of the good ship Obscurity. He is my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Afternoon.
At the top of the afternoon to you.
And to you. What a bunch we've got today.
What a bunch.
Yeah, we've got two returning pairs. They didn't stick around very long, either of them, last time, but I think they're both actually quite strong. I'm not sure they showed us their best last time. I think especially Fred and Stacey will need to do a little bit better today, but I suspect they will. And both new pairs seem very strong as well, so I think it should be a very, very good show. I think it's going to be very, very close.
Very close. Any good rounds to look forward to?
No, unfortunately. Not today. No, I joke. We got some good rounds. First round is a nice one. First round is one of those things that everyone always asks for. Whenever we say, what round would you like to come up, people always say this.
Well, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £5,500. Right, let's play Pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. Now, if anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points. So do try and avoid those incorrect answers. OK, our first category this afternoon is family films. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many animated Disney films with one-word titles as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any partially or fully animated feature films made for cinema release, which have been produced and animated by Walt Disney Animation Studios or Disney Pixar up to the start of April 2011. So any Disney film with just a one-word title, please. And just to warn you, we would count the as a word, so don't have... The Rescuers, for example, would be 2 words. So any Disney film or Disney Pixar film with a one-word title, please.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, Stacey and Fred, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. So, Stacey.
It's quite a good round for me. I love Disney films, but there's so many to choose from. I think I'm going to go with a Disney Pixar film, which hopefully wasn't as popular as the mainstream Disney films. I'll go with Cars.
Cars. Very good. You'll hope to score as few points as possible with Cars. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Cars. Down it goes, 32. 32, not a bad score, Stacey, well done. Cars, Richard.
Yeah, Cars from 2006 and a 2011 sequel as well.
Very well done. Now then, Paul. You're going to be good at this, I think, aren't you?
Well, I was hoping to be good, but trying to find the obscure, that's a bit difficult. I mean, I love Walt Disney movies, but just trying to find one word...
It might be that these are all quite high scoring. I'd have thought Cars was a very good obscure one, but it... 32.
Yes, that was on my list, definitely, but I'm racking my brains. The only one I think that would work is a really old one that perhaps people wouldn't go for, although it's quite popular. So I'm going to take a chance and go for Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, you're going to say, OK, well, you're hoping to score as few points as possible with that. Let's see if Pinocchio is right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Pinocchio. It's right. 30. It's a great score, Paul, well done. Pinocchio.
Yeah, pretty high-scoring round, though, isn't it? From 1944, Pinocchio won an Oscar for Best Song, When You Wish Upon a Star.
Very well done. So then, Trevor, we come to you. An animated Disney film with a one-word title.
Well, actually, I did have Pinocchio in mind, But I'm going quite far back now, and I just hope it was a Disney film, but Fantasia.
Fantasia. Very, very good. You're hoping to score as few points as possible with Fantasia. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Fantasia. Down it goes. Very well done, Trevor. That's great. 18. A great score there. Fantasia.
Yeah, well played, Trevor. That really is going back. It's from 1940, Fantasia, with Mickey Mouse as the sorcerer's apprentice.
Sue, we come to you.
Well,
Is this a good subject for you?
it is, because I've got lots of little grandchildren. So I shall be devastated if I don't do well on this one.
What about them?
They will be. They'll be ashamed. I was going to say Fantasia, but I'm going to go fairly safely, I think, and say Bambi.
You're going to say Bambi. Paul, what's that face mean?
I know, why didn't I think of that one
Why didn't
earlier?
I think of that one? Bambi. You're going to say Bambi. Well, you're hoping to score as few points as possible with Bambi. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Bambi. 51. Not a bad score, but the highest of the scores. Richard, Bambi.
Yeah, from 1942, Bambi. You still unhappy you didn't go for that one, Paul?
I am so relieved.
Anyway, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Trevor and Alan, once again, this is becoming a sort of reprise. The best scorers at the end of the first pass. On 18, then we go up to 30, Paul and Colin, up to 32, Stacey and Fred. And they're not that far ahead, but nonetheless, most definitely ahead, Sue and Anne on 51. So Anne, you're going to have to answer carefully in this next pass to make sure you survive. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for one-word animated Disney films. Animated Disney films with a one-word title. Anne.
The ones I thought of have gone, so I'm going to go for Dumbo.
That used to be my nickname at school. I wonder if anyone knows why.
It's still your nickname now. Did you not know?
OK, you are saying Dumbo. There's no red line for you, I'm afraid, Anne, because you're the high scorers. You just have to hope this will go down as far as it possibly can. Let's see. Dumbo, is it right? How many people said it? $33. Not a bad score, and not bad at all. That takes your total up to 84. Richard?
From 1941, Dumbo. Again, won an Oscar for Best Score.
Alan, you are on 18, thanks to Trevor's brilliant answer of Fantasia. The high scorers are Anne and Sue on 84. If you can score 65 or less, Alan, that's all you have to do to get through to the next round.
OK, well, I'll try one. Not too sure. Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. There's your red line, Alan. Below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see if Tinkerbell is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Oh, bad luck, Alan. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. That takes your total up to 118. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky, Alan. Very well-known Disney character, of course. Never had a cinema movie about her. There was a video release in 2008, but that's Tinker Bell, 2 words anyway. But she never had a cinema movie made about her.
Well now, Colin, we come to you. OK, remember, we are looking for animated Disney films with a one-word title.
OK.
The high scorers are Alan and Trevor on 118. You are on 30. If you can score 87 or less, you're through to the next round.
Got a couple in mind. I'm not sure if they've got something in. I'm not sure if they're one words. I will go for Cinderella.
Cinderella. There is your red line. Below that red line, you're through to the next round. It's right, and you are through to the next round. 49 for Cinderella. Well done. That takes your score up to 79. Richard?
Yeah, well done, Colin. Another high scorer, but you're safely through the second round, so a very good answer. From 1950, Cinderella.
So then, Fred. Finally, we come to you. Stacey did brilliantly with Cars on 32. The high scorers on 118 are Trevor and Alan. If you can score 85 or less, you're through to the next round.
There's a couple of of popular ones like Can I speak?
You can.
Aladdin, which will probably score high, but it might get us below the 118. But I've got a risky one that that I might regret saying. I'm going to say it anyway. Mulan.
Mulan, is it right? How many people said it? There's your red line, below that red line, through to the next round. Mulan. Well done. And you're through. Might this be our lowest scoring film title? Yes, it is. 11 points. Very, very well done indeed, Fred. The best score in the round. That takes your total up to 43. Richard?
Yeah, very well played, Fred. A retelling of the old Chinese folktale, Mulan. If you had said Aladdin, would have scored you 34, would have been safe as well. One of the highest scorers. We've seen all the highest scorers, actually. Bambi, Cinderella, they were the two highest scorers. Aladdin was pretty high. Dumbo, Cars, those are the big ones. Let's take a look at some of the lowest scoring ones. There's only one pointless answer in the whole round. So very well done at home if you said dinosaur. From 2000, it was a pointless answer, would have won some money. It's a very good answer. Hercules, a good answer with one bolt, which came up very recently. That would have scored you 2, so all good answers.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid to say, Trevor and Alan.
What can I say?
Oh, you've come all this way from Dumfries, and you have been for absolutely brilliant contestants. Great shame to be saying goodbye to you so soon, but thank you so much for playing. Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Well, now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 is Anniversaries. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first and who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our round 2 question concerns traditional wedding anniversaries.
Yeah, we're going to show you 2 lists of wedding anniversaries, 6 on each pass. We asked 100 people for the name commonly associated with those anniversaries. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you'll score a few points. If you give us an incorrect answer, though, you're going to score 100 points. So we want the gifts commonly given on these anniversaries, and we're taking our answers from Brewer's Dictionary of Phrase and Fable.
So, we are looking for the names traditionally given to these wedding anniversaries, and we have got 3rd, 25th, 35th, 40th, 50th, 55th. Let me read those again. 3rd, 25th, 35th, 40th, 50th, 55th. Now, as always on Pointless, you are looking for the answer that the fewest of our 100 people knew. So which one, Stacey, are you going to go for?
Well, I'm not married, so I've never had any of those anniversaries, and I have not a clue, except a couple of obvious ones, which I'm going to have to go for, because I can't risk it.
Well, remember, going for an obvious one isn't a bad thing, because you're removing that for other people, so...
It's true. So I'm going to go for 25th, which is silver.
25th, silver, you're saying. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. 59, that's not bad. Could be a lot worse, couldn't it? 59, not a bad score. Richard?
Yeah, big score, but a correct answer. It's a tough round, this one, isn't it? Yeah, 25 years, silver.
Excellent. Now then, Paul, how are you feeling about this?
I'm panicking slightly because I want to go for an obscure one, and I do have something in my mind, mainly because I recently celebrated my 3rd wedding anniversary, and my husband very kindly bought me an object that I'm hoping represents 3rd wedding anniversary, which was it was a leather pen holder. So unless pen holder's the answer, which I hope it isn't, I'm going with leather for the 3rd anniversary.
3rd anniversary, leather. Let's see if that's a right answer, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It'd be a great answer if it's right. It is right. Very well done. Down it goes. Look at that. 5 points, Paul. That pen holder's turned out to be very valuable indeed. That has scored you only 5 points in this difficult round. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Paul. That fell very nicely for you, didn't it? Leather is the 3rd one, when the magic is still in a marriage, isn't it? and you can get away with leather.
Now then, Anne, we come to you. Remember, we are looking for the names traditionally given to these wedding anniversaries. You're the last person to have this selection, so you can talk us through this board and tell us what all the answers are, if you like.
Well, I have celebrated 5 out of the 6.
That, I'm hoping, makes you an authority.
No. The 40th is ruby and the 50th is gold. But I'm going to take a chance here. So I'm going to go for the 35th, which I'm hoping could be coral.
35th, coral. OK, well, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Good luck, Anne. It's right! Oh, very well done, Anne. This could go a long way down. And it does, down to 9. Very well done indeed. Coral, Richard.
Yeah, that's brilliantly played, Anne. Very well done, a very good risk to take. Let's take a look through the rest of the board, and you took us through most of it, actually. 50th, as you say, is golden, is gold. Would have scored 69 points, so a lot of points, so you did well to avoid it. 40th is ruby. That would have scored you more points as well. That would have scored you 35. And 55th is the best answer on the board, actually. Just scores 4 points. Very well done at home if you've either celebrated this or you got the answer anyway. It's emerald. Emerald is 55th, scores 4 points.
Thanks very much, Richard.
Pleasure.
Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. Paul and Colin, thanks to that pen holder, 5, the best scorers on this pass. Not very far behind you are Anne and Sue on 9. And, oh, bad luck, Stacey, 59. Yes, that's a high score, but you did what you had to do. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more anniversaries on the board, and here they are. We have got 1st, 5th, 10th, 11th, 30th, and 60th. 1st, 5th, 10th, 11th, 30th, and 60th. Now, remember, we are looking for the names traditionally given to these wedding anniversaries. Obviously, you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Sue, so how brilliant was Anne?
She was fantastic.
She knew her way around that board. She probably knows her way around this board as well. I'm hoping you do too.
I don't. There's only one on there that I could be sure of, and so I'm going to have to go with that and hope that everybody else is as clueless as I am about it. But I'm going to say the 60th is diamond.
60th diamond, you are saying. Let's see if diamond 60th is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. You've done it! You are through to the next round. Very well done, Sue. That scores you 38, takes your total up to 47. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Sue. Well played. I think you probably deserve a diamond after 60 years, don't you?
OK, now, Colin. Remember, we are looking for the names traditionally given to these wedding anniversaries.
OK.
We come to you. You are on 5. You're on 5. The high scorers are Fred and Stacey on 59. You only have to score 53 or less. And you are through to the head-to-head.
I think I know the first, but I'm going to go... I'm more sure of the 30th, because that's my age. And that is Pearl.
30th is Pearl. Let's see if Pearl's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pearl. It's right. You are through to the head-to-head. 14, that's a great score. Look at that, 14. Takes your total up to 19. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Colin. Absolutely, it's Pearl. So a very tough round. I think everyone's doing incredibly well.
Very tough indeed. Very tough. And I'm afraid so tough, Fred and Stacey, that the writing is now on the wall. I'm sorry to say you will be leaving us at the end of this round. However, not before, Fred. You can dazzle us with the best answer on the board.
I knew the 2 that had already gone. I would say that first is paper. And I'm guessing at the rest, but in the off chance that nobody knows what the 11th is, I'm going to have a wild stab at that because it might put 250 in the pot for these other 2 couples. So, torn between, I think crystal's more 10th. I'll go pewter for 11th.
Pewter for 11th. Pewter. Well, It's a selfless act, Fred, to try and swell the pot at this stage. Let's hope you do. Pewter for 11th. Is it right? How many people said it? No. Good try, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Not that it matters. You score 100 points, takes your total up to 159, but well tried. Richard?
Yeah, as you say, a selfless act, so well tried. It's not pewter, it's steel, the 11th anniversary. First anniversary is paper, but would have scored you a very high score. That was 63. The 5th is wood. Get wood on your 5th anniversary, would have scored you 12. And the 10th is tin. The 10th is tin, would have scored you 5 points. Very well done if you said steel. That's the best answer on that board.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say it's Stacey and Fred. Who's going to carry the can for this?
I think it's split both ways.
It's split, yeah.
It's fairly even split.
My fault this time, his the time before.
Well, there we are. Well, it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Great contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Well done, Paul and Colin, Sue and Anne. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to the final and play for today's jackpot, which currently stands at £5,500. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. Now, for each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries in the Arctic Circle as they could.
Yeah, we're looking for any country which has all or part of its territory or territories within the Arctic Circle. As always, by a country, we mean a sovereign state that's a member of the UN. And by Arctic Circle, we mean anywhere north of the line of latitude named the Arctic Circle. So any countries that has any of its territory or territories within the Arctic Circle.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Now, Paul and Colin, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first.
Good. OK. We are going to go with one that's sort of quite close to our hearts because we've always dreamt on going on cruises around this particular country. So we are going for Norway.
Norway?
Yes.
OK, Norway. Sue and Anne, you can now talk out loud.
Iceland, Finland, but I think
Yes.
the United States.
OK, well, I'll
Yeah.
go with you on that one, yeah.
OK, Anne?
Yes. We're going to say United States.
The United States. So we have Norway and we have the United States. Paul and Colin said Norway. Let's try that one first. Is it right? How many people said it? If it is. Well, it's right. 49. OK, 49 is Norway. Do you think you'll go below that?
Probably go, no.
OK, well, let's see. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said the United States of America? It is right. And it beats Norway. Down it goes. Very well done. 21 for the United States. So, after our first question, Sue and Anne are ahead 1-0. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Sue and Anne. Very tough question. Actually, a quarter of Alaska is in the Arctic Circle. Let's take a look at all the answers, because there's plenty of them, actually. The best answer on the board, well done if you said Denmark, because, of course, Denmark owns Greenland, which is largely in the Arctic Circle. USA 21 there, was a very good answer. Sweden 31, Finland 39. The Arctic Circle passes through Santa Claus Village in Finnish Lapland. Canada 43, Norway 49. Tromsø is the most northerly university city in the world, entirely within the Arctic Circle. Russia 51, and Iceland, actually the biggest score of 58, although only a very tiny bit of Iceland it actually is in the Arctic Circle, just one of the outlying islands.
Thank you very much, Richard. Paul and Colin, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many bells of oranges and lemons as they could.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the London locations of the 6 bells which are most commonly recited in the nursery rhyme Oranges and Lemons, please.
Now, Sue and Anne, you go first this time.
Yep.
OK, we have an answer.
We're going to say Shoreditch.
Shoreditch, the bells of Shoreditch. Paul and Colin.
Colin's going to do the talking
Yeah,
on this one because I have no idea.
I think I'm going to go the one with the old statue on the top. Old Bailey.
You're right, Old Bailey. So we have Shoreditch and we have Old Bailey. Do you want to call it, Anne?
It's close.
It's going to be very close, isn't it? OK, well, in the order they were given, Sue and Anne have gone for Shoreditch. Shoreditch. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Shoreditch. It's correct. 27. 27 for Shoreditch. And Colin and Paul have gone for the Old Bailey. You have to be lower than 27 to stay in the game. Let's see, Old Bailey. Is it right? How many people said Old Bailey? Good luck. It's right. It's done it. It's done it. 26 to 27. Oh, well, we said it was going to be close. And close it most certainly was. That's very exciting indeed. After our second question, you are absolutely even Stevens, 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, that was very close. There's 6 bells in all, and I suspect people at home will be singing along even as we speak. Let's put you out of your misery. There's one answer that would have beaten Old Bailey. Actually, that's Stepney. When will that be? So the bells of Stepney would have scored you 9 points. Very good answer. Old Bailey, 26. When will you pay me? When I am rich. Shoreditch, 27. I do not know. The Great Bell of Bow was 28 points. You owe me 5 farthings, 29 points. The bells of St Martin's, and right at the top, way up the top, St Clemens. Oranges and lemons. So the bells of St Clemens, 76 points.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So here is your third question. It all hangs in the balance here. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. OK, here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many prime ministers of Israel as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any prime minister of Israel from 1949 through to April 2011. We won't accept acting prime ministers, but any prime minister of Israel.
Now, Paul and Colin, it's back with you to start here.
Yeah, not too up on anything political, I'm afraid. I'm going to go for Begin.
You're going to go for Begin.
Yeah.
Sue and Anne.
We're struggling here, but we're not sure if it's Israel, but we've come up with the name Netanyahu.
You're going for Netanyahu. OK, we have Begin and we have Netanyahu. OK, well, in the order they've been given, Begin. Is that right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right. It's a low score. Look at that. 1! Wowee! Begin. Very, very good score. That's one to beat, isn't it? Can Benjamin Netanyahu get you down there? Let's see. Is Netanyahu right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right. Not a bad answer at all. So after 3 questions, Paul and Colin are through to the final 2-1. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Paul and Colin. Very good answer. The best answer you could have given. Menachem Begin was Prime Minister of Israel from 77 to 83. There were 2 other scores of 1, though, as well, which would have tied it for you. Well done at home if you said Ehud Barak would have scored you 1, as would Yitzhak Shamir also would have scored you 1. Other low scorers, Levi Eshkol, Ehud Olmert, Moshe Sharat would have scored you 3. Yitzhak Rabin would have scored you 5. Shimon Peres would have scored you 5 as well. David Ben-Gurion would have scored you 8. Golda Meir, 9. Ariel Sharon there was 17. And right at the top, in fact, was Benjamin Netanyahu with 18.
So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, is Sue and Anne. Did you know any of those others when they were mentioned? They all rang a bell.
Golda Meir and...
Yeah. Well, never mind. We will see you again next time. And you've made it all the way through to the head-to-head, so there's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be in the final next time we see you on the show. But thank you very much, meanwhile, for playing. You've been wonderful contestants. Thank you. But for Paul and Colin, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £5,500. Well, congratulations, Paul and Colin. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £5,500. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these three options, and they are 1980s pop, comic strip books, footballers.
Well, as we were kind of little teenagers
Well, I
in
was
the 1980s...
in my mother's womb in the 80s.
Oh, you sure?
So you were, yes.
Definitely going for the 1980s pop, please.
Excellent. OK, just before we find out what the question is, what would you love it to be? What would be the best area of 1980s pop? Who's your favourite artist in the 80s?
Oh, in the 80s. Crikey, because then you had the New Age romantic, so you had like the Duran Duran.
Quite like Yazoo. Yazoo were good.
Yes, the Basildon Beat, that was quite good. Yeah, Depeche Mode, Eurasia.
I knew a lot of them. I knew a lot of them, but I probably won't know what they sang.
Well, yeah, you had Tracy, didn't you? Tracy Ullman.
She made.
They probably all came round. You had to tidy up their mess.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's find out what that question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Duran Duran UK Top 40 singles of the 1980s as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any Duran Duran single that reached the UK Top 40 during the 1980s. Anything that was a double A side will accept either answer.
Very good indeed. OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that £5,550 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
OK, I know they did a song called Do You Believe in Love, and I know that made number 30, so that's not going to be popular.
Right.
I'm not sure on one they did called Mr. Presidente or something, but I know that was a top 30, but the wording I'm not 100% sure on. Then they've done other obscure ones. I suppose it was... Well, they've done Rio, they've done Hungry Like a Wolf,
Rio
The Reflex, New Moon on Monday.
I go for the ones, the first two you said, and then another one.
Yes.
Because I haven't heard of either of those. I've heard of the others.
Please let it be Do You Believe in Love, not Do You Believe in Shame. If I get this wrong, I'm never going to live it down. So, there's also Save a Prayer.
5 seconds left.
OK, New Moon on Monday, anyway, made number 9, so not many people can know that one. We'll say Do You Believe in Love.
There is your time up.
OK. Right.
Can I just quickly say, very impressed that you know where they peaked in the charts.
Oh, thank you. I'm a bit of an anorak.
I was getting that, yes. OK, right, your time is up. We were looking for Duran Duran Top 40 singles from the 1980s. I now need those 3 answers from you.
I'm going to nominate 2 number 9 hit singles, which is All She Wants Is and New Moon on Monday.
All She Wants Is, New Moon on Monday, both at number 9.
Yes.
It's just brilliant.
But I'm fairly... I want to go with the Do You Believe in Love, which was a number 30 hit, and I'm hoping the last word is love.
And Do You Believe in Love? Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best punt on a pointless?
For a 0, for pointless, Do You Believe in Love?
Do You Believe in Love? We'll put that last.
Yeah.
And which do you think is your least likely pointless?
New Moon on Monday.
OK.
Yes. Yeah, that was an early hit.
Very good indeed. We'll put them up on the board in that order. New Moon on Monday, All She Wants Is, and Do You Believe in Love? There they are. OK, we were looking for Duran Duran UK Top 40 singles from the 1980s. You said this was your least confident answer. You only need to find one pointless, of course, to win that £5,500 jackpot. Here is your first answer, New Moon on Monday. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said New Moon on Monday. Well, it's right. It's right. Down it goes. If this goes all the way down to 0, you'll be leaving here with £5,500. Down into the teens, down into single figures. There it goes. Oh, 2. 2 points for New Moon on Monday. Well, unfortunately, that's not a pointless answer, which means you have 2 further shots at the jackpot. Now then, £5,500. What would you do with that? How would you spend that?
Well, I think I'd run naked down the street and then party for about 3 weeks.
That's actually free.
Oh.
I would actually like to go on a little holiday to Norway.
To Norway,
That's one
of
the questions
course.
that came
Brilliant.
Up.
Well,
It's
exactly.
all the cold stuff, you know.
Very
Like
good.
the cold.
OK, well, very best of luck. Let's hope you will be doing that soon. OK, we were looking for Duran Duran top 40 singles from the 1980s. Your second answer, All She Wants Is. New Moon on Monday scored only 2. All She Wants Is.
I just hope all the wording's correct, so...
OK, well, let's find out. All She Wants Is. Is that right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right. It's right. New Moon on Monday went all the way down to 2. All She Wants Is still going down. This for £5,500, still going down into singles. Down it goes. Yes! That's right, let's look at that. Very well done. That is superb. Very well done.
I never thought it'd be us.
Well, congratulations. You managed to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you go home with our jackpot of £5,500. Very, very well done. So, Richard, what about that?
Yeah, I tell you, occasionally the right category comes along for the right person. And Colin, this was your right category, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
It was actually it was lucky All She Wants Is was a pointless answer because Do You Believe in Love? It's not called Do You Believe in Love.
Is it Do You Believe in Shame?
Do You Believe in Shame?
Oh,
It's exactly
no. That's good then.
Not that it matters. Other than that, it's about the most awesome performance I've ever seen in a final. I think. Let's take a look at some more pointless ones though, and you can probably fill in some of the gaps on this. My Own Way.
Where did that peak in the charts?
My Own Way, that was... I think it was about number 13.
Oh, it's number 14. Oh! That's the first one you got wrong so far. Those other two were number 9, and it was number 30. All She Wants Is, you're quite right, was number 9. Careless Memories, that was a pointless answer. There's Do You Believe in Shame, what number was that?
30.
Number 30, correct. I Don't Want Your Love.
Number 14.
Number 14, correct answer. Meet El Presidente.
Oh, Meet El Presidente. I want a kind of... something like 21 or 29.
24, right down the middle. Let's take a look at the last page of them. There's an unbelievable one. Well, this Skin Trade. Is There Something I Should Know?
No.
Please tell me now.
Yeah, that went straight in at number 1.
Number 1, the first ever number 1, exactly right. But absolutely brilliantly played. Congratulations. Well done, guys. Played brilliantly throughout and a wonderful end to the show as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Paul and Colin, who go away with today's jackpot of £5,500. Well, join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.